Hello my friends and welcome to the Daily Creative Challenge in Adobe Illustrator. My name is Julia Masalska and I'm going to be your host for the upcoming 2 whole weeks. And thanks everyone for joining in the chat. I see we have a bunch of people here. We have Colby, we have Wade, Michelle, Kadu, Jack, Colleen. Let me know guys where you're tuning in from. I would love to know where our community is located. I know we are all from all over the world, and thanks for joining from all the different time zones. I know it can be hard to stay awake. Hi everyone, Anthony, Tia is joining us. Hi Michelle, Roseanne, cool. Awesome guys, thanks for joining. And if you're joining from YouTube, make sure to find us on behance.net/live. This is where I am reading the chat, and this is where you can ask all the questions. If you're learning design, it can be really helpful, to ask something. Hi, Roberto is from Ireland here. Cool. Dorina is here. Awesome. All right, guys, so today's challenge is going to be really exciting. We are going to be designing a label for a lemonade bottle. So I already prepared here. I've just picked a random lemonade bottle from the store and I just removed the label. So today we can kind of, try to apply a label design to a real bottle, which is going to be super exciting. So for all of you guys, Megan is from Denver, Colorado. Me too. Cool. Awesome. Fakunle is from Nigeria. Cool, guys. So today's challenge is going to be all about creating this label design, and the whole challenges are kind of going towards festival branding right now. Yesterday we've been working on kind of to create a title image for our Behance project, so feel free to do that. If you want to create a Behance project, feel free to still do a nice title page and post it to our Discord. Let me quickly share the Discord link here. It's this one. This is where you can join our wonderful community of creatives. It's bit.ly/AI Discord. And this is where we chat. This is where you can submit your challenges for review. I believe there will also be some challenges reviewed during live streams. So it's always a good chance to, to be seen and to get some people to view and review your work. Awesome. Cool. I see some people also joining from YouTube. Make sure to join us at behance.net/live. And so here we have our behance.net/challenge/illustrator page where you can participate in the challenge. So we see here, if you scroll down, you can see every day we will have a new challenge unlock. So it's going to be super exciting. We're going to be working together until July 17th. So we have almost 2 weeks left. And here you can also review the past challenges if you're interested. But let's jump right into it. Let's jump into our Illustrator file. You can find a starter file. If you go above the chat onto the challenge window, you will find a link. It says here. So if you click on here, you will find a file that we are going to be working on today. So I'm going to open my file here, or let me just create one. Actually we have it right here. So when you open the starter file, this is how it's going to be looking like. But I would like you guys to modify this artboard because today I'm going to be working on one size of label, but I would like you to grab any bottle that looks like similar to a lemonade bottle, and I would like you to design the label just for that bottle. So for that, what you want to do is you want to take a look maybe at other labels or maybe the label that was previously on it and measure it up. So now I have measured this bottle. You can also create a different size, but make sure to kind of create a little prototype with your paper. I'm going to go to a close-up so you guys can see a little bit better. So here I've created basically my label that I want to put on my lemonade just out of a piece of paper, so I know where exactly the label goes and what sizes it has. So I'm kind of adjusting the little paper towards my my bottle to see the size of the realistic size of my label, and then I'm measuring it out and I'm looking what size it is. So here now in our artboard, we will adjust the size of this label. So if you click on the little artboard tool on the left side, you will have the artboard properties here on the right side. So you can click edit artboards, and here you can adjust the size. So here I have 3x4" preset. So this is the file that you have as well, but my bottle has a little bit of a different size. It's 3.25 inches by 4 inches, so it's just a little bit wider, because we want to cover all this, all the surface in the front, and mine is 3.4 inches. Of course, you can also change the units here to centimeters if you feel more comfortable working in centimeters. I am, because I am from Europe, and there we don't really work with inches, so feel free to adjust your artboard settings here in the properties panel. If you don't have the properties panel appearing here, just click on window and then go down to properties and activate this little panel here. So the properties panel is really helpful when you, for example, when you're using a tool, it will only show you the options for that specific tool. So let's say I have my text tool here, and I will see all the options that are relevant for this tool. So I really recommend you guys working with this panel. And besides that, I also have the layer panel on the right side, and I of course have my libraries that we have been working on with yesterday. So here I have all my brand colors that I've kind of put together for my festival branding, and I have some character styles here as well. So now let's get right into it, and I want to get started with my label design. So as we have seen yesterday, I picked a design. Let me see if I can find this here so I can show you guys yesterday's mood board. So this was kind of the mood board that I was showing you guys yesterday. This is my inspirational board for my festival branding. If you are new to Illustrator, feel free to follow along and just do whatever I'm doing. But if you're more advanced, feel free to use your own mood board and find the colors, find the color palette, find the typefaces that you want to use for your own branding. And of course, the theme of the festival can be whatever you would like it to be. My theme is art and design, so it's kind of like a movie, art and design festival that connects creatives, where you can see shows and different presentations. So this is the theme of my festival, but feel free to make it your own. If you have an idea for a very specific, very cool, I don't know, some theme that you want to use for a festival, feel free to do that. All right, so now since I have my artboard already set, I want to show you guys something that you will need for the print, because this file, a label has to be printed, so we have to make sure that our file is set up perfectly for the print. So I want to do this in the beginning just because I will adjust my file, or I will design around these settings. So what you need to do is, there's two things that you definitely need to consider. First of all, your color mode needs to be set to CMYK color. CMYK color is the color that comes out of the printer. So we will have a great preview here of how our color will look like realistically, and you will see the difference between RGB and CMYK color. RGB colors are usually more saturated just because we see them on the screen, and the screen has so much more intensity than a print. The paper can have different colors, so that will also affect our design. So make sure that your color mode is set to CMYK. In the starter file, you will already automatically have it set to CMYK. I did that for you. And what we will need is a bleed. So when we are printing a label like this, so this is just a label that I was using for that I just took off my lemonade bottle. So the label needs to be printed, and then it gets trimmed just a little bit, because printers usually cannot print until the edge. So well, they can print, but you want to have a precise cutting mark. So if you have a background in your label, you want it to go until the edge, right? So this is what we want to do now, and it's called bleed. We are going to go to up here on the left side to File, Document Setup, and we're going to check out our document settings here. Here you can also adjust the units, you can edit the artboard sizes, and here we're just going to click one time up, and it will automatically add a 0.125 inch to our artboard on all sides. As you can see, we have this little chain symbol here that also helps to kind of add this this distance on in all the directions. So now when I click OK, I have this little red frame. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this little frame basically shows us our overprint. So when I'm designing, I want to design until this red line. So when I'm creating a background here, let's just start designing. Let's jump into it. So I'm going to start to do some color blocking here, and as you can see, I'm designing outside the artboard. I'm designing until this red line. So I'm just going to create a couple rectangles here to create this type of similar kind of color blocking here like we did here. So what I want to do is I just want to create different size rectangles. So I'm just going to copy paste them, drag them to the bottom, and now we have everything in black. Of course, we want to add some color. So here I'm just going to grab a couple of my colors here from my library, and we already have a bunch of really cool colors here that we can use. As you can see, this blue color here in CMYK mode does not look that blue anymore. So this gives you a realistic understanding of how the color will really look like. Now, if we change to RGB, take a look at the colors, how they change. See? So we will see that the colors are completely look completely different in RGB mode, but this will give us a realistic understanding of how our branding will look like. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to use similar, so I'm always taking a look at my mood board, and I'm always taking a look at what type of shapes are being used, what type of colors, how is the typeface combined with the background. So let's see if you guys have some questions. Feel free, of course, to ask me here. Sophia's asking how big is the bleed. It's 0.125 inch. And I think in centimeters it will be probably half a centimeter or 0.3 centimeters. So 3 millimeters for small prints, and for large prints, I mean, the larger the print, the more bleed you will have to leave. But for this case, 0.125 inch is perfectly fine. All right, now let's take a look what it has been done here. So maybe we can do something like this. Maybe we can create some cool, some shapes that are kind of interacting with each other, and maybe I can add some circles in here. So I'm using the ellipse tool, and I'm holding shift to create a perfect circle. And you know that your artwork will be cut until here, so make sure to adjust your design to this black line inside that kind of goes around the artboard. The red line is only for the excess, so everything that goes from the black line to the red line is getting cut off, so make sure to keep that in mind. So what I want to do is I just want to create some kind of shape interaction here, and I just want to make it exciting, and we have a lemonade, so I feel like these shapes kind of would look cool. We can even make ellipses. So to make an ellipse like this, I'm holding Option, and then whenever I'm pulling up and down, it gets pulled up and down from both directions. But you can also just hold and click and drag it to top or bottom. That works too. So I'm just going to create a couple of these shapes, and I'm going to arrange them quite randomly, I would say. And maybe I can now go ahead and select all the objects, and I want to create some kind of color patching, and divide these shapes into different colors. So what I want to do is I'm selecting all of these shapes, and I'm going onto the Pathfinder, and I'm clicking divide. So now if you can see, all of our objects are divided into these parts where they intersect. So now let's say I want to change this and this to maybe a different color. So I can go ahead here and change it. And same thing I can do here. Let's say I want to make this blue. And again, it's very important to stay in the CMYK mode. And I forgot to change it to the CMYK mode, but now I'm back in. Don't forget, this is very important. You can experiment in the RGB mode, but make sure in the end your file is in CMYK. This is going to be very important in the end. All right, so I'm just doing some you know, some experimenting here. I'm doing some color blocking. I'm sending this one to back. So now I have some kind of layout here that's going on. Let me separate this here also in a different color. Okay, so now this circle kind of is all one colored. Let me add some color here as well. So now we have kind of something interesting going on here. I kind of like this. And let's take a look again what is going on here in the other designs that we have been taking a look at. I really love those triangles, those the combination that looks kind of almost like stairs. So maybe that's something that we can add here as well. By the way, to make a, I'm going to show you how to make a zigzag, to make a really nice zigzag. So what I want to do is I want to select the pen tool and I'm clicking once, I'm holding shift and I'm dragging this line all the way and I'm clicking again. So now we have a very, and to end using the tool, you click escape. So now you don't have, you're not gonna make any random additional dots to this. So now I have a line here, as you can see. And this line, I want to make a zigzag. So now I want to go onto Effect, Distort and Transform, and here we already have zigzag. So this tool is super cool to use for designs like this. You can adjust the size, so the height of the zigzags and the amount of the zigzags. So I want to make something like this, and I want to make the height a little bit smaller because I want them to be almost in the right angle. So something like this. And the cool thing is that with the same tool you can also make a wavy line. So you can do that as well, but for now I want to stay, or actually maybe I can do a wavy line. Let's see how this is going to look like. So now I have this wavy line and I want to make it a shape. So now you can see that my wavy line does not really do anything. If I try to move it or if I try to, you know, resize it, it doesn't really do anything. But I can go onto Object, Expand Appearance, and now we have a whole shape. So we can go into here. We can even adjust the vectors inside this wavy line. So what I want to do is I just want to play with this wavy line and kind of add it to the different shapes. So I'm going to put this here and I want to add it to the blue background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this wavy line the same color blue, and now it would kind of look like as if something is flowing down, which I kind of really enjoy right now. Let me put this, let me actually ungroup this. So right now, since we did the divide with our Pathfinder, all the objects are together. They're kind of one big object. They're divided, but they're kind of grouped as well. So what I want to do is I want to click Command Shift and G. And now I have all these objects by themselves, so I can play with that as well, of course. So what I want to do is I want to bring this wavy line together with the background to the back because I want it to be, and also this one I want to bring to the back so that you can see the wavy line, so it kind of pops up, but not really. And let's see what we can do with this. Maybe we can even take this, remove this completely. Maybe we can even cut this wavy line in two parts. So I'm selecting the wavy line and I'm selecting this piece here, and I'm going to go here on divide again, and I'm going to take away all these parts here and make it look, you know, maybe it looks kind of interesting. And yeah, it kind of does. I'm kind of enjoying this right now. Okay, so let's see what we can do here with our typeface. Let me bring this over here so it kind of creates this connection here. All right, now what's the best spot to put the text? We have a lot of colors going on, and I'm thinking maybe we should add a little space that it's kind of more clean and where we can add our text onto it. So if we go into our libraries, we have this amazing white color that we have you know, picked before. And by the way, these parts outside, you can also remove them, but you can also leave them inside. It doesn't really matter. Here, this little piece, I could fill it up in white, but white isn't being printed anyway, so it's not very important at this time. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring some text into our design. So what I want to do is I want to use my character style that I've saved to my library. It's called Cade. You can also go on to fonts.adobe.com and find your own typeface. So what I want to do now is I want to use this typeface to, you know, to put a little label on my lemonade. And my lemonade is going to be called Creative Juice. because we want to get the creative juices flowing, right? So why does it not type now? Let's see. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. You can always go back with Command and Z. So this is always very soothing for me. I know even if I make a mistake, you know, I can still go back and I can still, you know, still adjust my design. Creative juice. And now I'm going to use my character style that I've saved from before. And I want to go into my property panel, and again, I can adjust my text here. And I want to make it a little bit more, yeah, let's do this size. Bold, let's take a look. This typeface has a bunch of different, typefaces in the family, and let's take a look how this is going to look like. This is kind of cool. I like this so far. Let me change the color in the typeface here. Maybe some blue. Creative juice. And again here, let me quickly outline this, Command Shift and O. So now we don't have the text that we can edit, but we have shapes. So Illustrator transferred my text into a shape. So these are single shapes, and you can go in, you can move the single letters, you can adjust the single letters, play around with it if you like. Now, what I want to do is I want to be very precise here, and I want to fit this creative juice into the box that is going to be cut off. So this is very important. I'm going to make sure that it's a little bit further up here, and now let's add some some description to it. So we can say it's a lemonade, lemonade. So I want to kind of make it fit to the color blocking here, and I want to make it, let's say I want to make it pink, and I want to outline it, Command Shift and O. And now I'm going to make it really large, and I'm going to put it right here in the middle. And now you can see that my let's see if this looks white. Yeah, white looks better. And also maybe for here we can create a little background so that it's not too lonely here. I know I'm a little geeking out a little bit right now. Just let me know if you guys have any questions so far. So I'm just going to make this blue, and I'm going to put it to the back. So I'm going to right click, arrange, send to back. So now I have something interesting going on here, and I have my lemonade, and it's called Creative Juice. And now I can export my file, and I can print it out. So guys, if you have a printer at home, or if you have any chance to print this, please do it. I would love to see your design on the bottle. And this is what I'm going to do. I promise I'm going to post a photo. I'm going to take some nice product pictures of it, and I'm going to post it into the Discord channel. But for now, let's see how we export this file for print. So we're going onto File. We're not going to export, because here we have options to export as JPEG, as PNG, as SVG. But what we want is we want to save it as a PDF. So I'm going to save it on my computer, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it challenge number 1, or I'm just gonna call it lemonade label. Okay, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to choose PDF over here, and I'm going to click save. And here I will have all the PDF settings, and we click here on use document bleed settings, but you can also add some trim marks and registration and color bars and whatnot. So there's a bunch of other options, but usually just go for the regular, and that's fine. And now I'm going to click save PDF, and I'm already having the PDF saved here in my computer. And let's see where it is. What did I call it? Lemonade brand, lemonade label. There it is. So now, as you can see, I have my PDF here of my file. And now what I can do is I can post it into my Discord, but for that, I would like you to export it differently. I would like for you to take it into File, Export for Screens, and then you will have a JPEG that you can post into the Discord channel. So I'm going to export artboard, and I'm going to go onto my Discord, into the challenge tab, and I'm going to post my artwork right here. Let's see where it is. It's probably somewhere here, just like yesterday. No, it's not. Okay, let's see where it ended up. Let's see where it ended up. Challenge number 1. Here it is. So I have it right here. Open with preview, and here I have my image of it that I want to upload here. So to upload your artwork, click the plus and go onto, and let me just drag and drop this document because it doesn't want to show up here. So I'm just going to drag and drop it, and I'm going to upload it, and it's already in my Discord channel. Yay! Lemonade Creative Juice. So I would like for you guys to do the same thing and to upload your artwork. And you know, this is really helpful for you if you especially have never designed for packaging. Really, packaging is all about, you know, seeing how something fits on the bottle, or if you are designing a box, you can create a little box mock-up, and it's all about, you know, seeing how it looks in real life, and making a prototype always helps. So I would love for you guys to do the same thing, and please, if you have the chance to print it out, submit the photo of your ready product. And thanks so much for joining, everybody. Hopefully this was fun, and I can't wait to see your challenge submissions later on. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.